Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Jennifer O'Massery. I just wanted to do this video on clipping your horse because for the first time ever, I tried clipping my horse. So, I have Tink and I clipped him. So I would say I had him clipped in October. It was a little scary at first because I had never done this. I didn't know how he was going to react and so forth. So now it being January, I wanted to kind of just fill everyone in on how it's going and just give everyone an update and help you with your decision making, whether you should clip your horse or not. So like I said, I clipped him in October. I actually had somebody come in and do it for me, and he had a full body clip. So I will actually leave pictures in my video so you can see what a full body clip looks like and what other body clippings would look like as well. So he had a full body clip. At first, from reading him and reading into his energy, he was not happy about the clip because he felt like I am John Wayne type of horse and you're making me look like this Barbie horse. You're cutting off all my hair, you're putting on blankets, you're putting on like a neck blanket, and I like to roll in the mud, I like to get dirty, and I just, I want to be a manly man. So that's how Tink felt about this whole situation, which I get, horses should be horses. But on the other hand, next year when it comes time for September, October again, I think I'm going to have a talk with Tink regarding clipping, and he can make the decision whether this has benefited him or not. And so let me go through the benefits. So for me, it worked out great because Tink does not need to be brushed every day. And I don't know about you, but he's not like a girly girl horse, which I just disclosed to everybody, and he does not like being brushed. So with that being said, I don't have to use the curry comb on him, which was a major plus. I just used a soft brush very quickly, if that, so I didn't even have to brush him. Like 1, 2, 3, we're done brushing. And I know that other horses that I've ran into, some do not like to be brushed. So that is number one benefit. Number two is the second one, which I love. I just love the fact that you have to blanket your horse. So, and it's not just a regular blanket. You also have to have the neck roll if you do have them fully clipped. I mean, there are different types of clips. So in that case, depending on what they get clipped and I guess what kind of horse you have and what weather temperature you're in, obviously will make a difference. But where I'm at, it does get down into the 20s and the teens at night. So I do need to blanket. So with that being said, that worked out wonderful. I love just having to blanket him, not have to worry that I'm going to go there and his hair is going to be full of sweat because of blanketing. Because most of the time through the blankets that I had, you really can't overdo it. You really can't because they don't have their natural hair anymore. So that was another thing that I noticed that I really enjoyed. The third thing being that he cooled off super fast. Instead of having those days where it's 50 degrees, 40 degrees, and your horse is sweating, he would cool off very fast after we exercised. And so that was amazing. Another thing that you will have to possibly purchase is a quarter sheet. And I actually got one off a Smart Pack, it's not wool, it's actually fleece, because wool, they think it wicks the sweat. The best thing is the fleece when it comes to wicking and keeping them warm. It wicks the sweat off them and dries, and you're not keeping that sweat underneath the body. So I did purchase a quarter sheet. I think it cost me $60, not a big deal because you can actually use it if they have a lot of hair too, if you're riding them in different months. So that was a benefit. So I found that I just had to ride him with a quarter sheet. So instead of just tacking him up normally, it was just one extra step. Boom, bang, 2 minutes, put on the quarter sheet. So that was another thing that I noticed. So the fourth thing that I noticed that I really enjoyed, from this experience of clipping him was that he was no longer getting fungal infections. So my horse was suffering from rain rot a bunch of times from not having a sheet on, not having a blanket on, not having anything on. And if anybody has rain rot in their horse, you know what I'm talking about. It's just a real mess. So the clipping definitely helped because he actually had previous rain rot on his butt in like 4 different places. So we were able to like shave that all off and then have a clean slate, and he obviously cannot get the rain rot again because he's not being rained on directly. Now, I'm just going to talk about a couple of downfalls, I guess, because in everything we do, there's always downfalls. So the downfalls would be, but I don't think they're really downfalls, but they would be that, you cannot just leave your horse. Like, you cannot just leave them for a week and make sure they're okay and so forth. You have to go there daily to check on the blankets because you might have to change one. Like one day you might have to put a heavy on. Another day you might have to put on a medium weight. Another day you have to put on a lightweight depending on the temperature. Or another day maybe you have to put on a heavy and a sheet and so forth. I mean, you get what I'm going with here. So that's another thing. That's one downfall. A second downfall is you might have to purchase multiple blankets. I actually have, I'm pretty crazy. I have 2 sheets, 2 turnout sheets. I have 2 medium, I would say one's a 200 gram, 280 gram medium turnout blankets. I have 2 heavyweights. I have a 380 gram heavyweight, and then I have a 400 gram heavyweight. And then I also have an in-between size, which is a 180. It's a lightweight turnout blanket I got from Snyder's, a 180. And then on top of that, I also have this other blanket liner. It's a 180, so in case I want to bulk up a blanket, I can put that in there. And on top of that, I wound up purchasing, let me see, I have 3 hoods. So I have a Baker hood that goes with my Baker blanket because I'm a really Baker fan. If you love Baker blankets, I love the Baker brand. I also have a hood that goes with the 400 gram, and then I have another black hood that goes with the medium or the heavy. Now, all these hoods are wonderful because they're interchangeable. But my reasoning for so many blankets in general is because I find that sometimes he would roll, he would go outside, he would get wet, or sand would get underneath the blanket, and then I would have to let it dry overnight. So in that case, I would have an extra. So it came in handy. And let me tell you something. I brought my blankets to the laundromat. Unfortunately, because they're that material that does not, that like pushes away water. So when it goes into the spin cycle, the water doesn't even come off. They actually come out sopping wet. It was actually very embarrassing at the laundromat. I had to get a bunch of towels and everything to clean up the floor. So I found that would be a challenge. So at the end of the year, I think I'm just going to wash my blankets outside with some soap and water and let them air dry in the sun. But with that being said, like I said, you really need 2 blankets. Unless you plan on going home to wash it every time there's an issue, which can be, that can happen. So that would be the downfall of having blankets and having a clipped horse. The next downfall, I don't really call it a downfall, but it might be some people, is you constantly have to check the weather. Like, you constantly have to check the weather. You have to check the weather during the day and during the night. And what you have to look at is the real feel. You don't want to just go with the regular temperature. Let's say it says, at night it's going to be 31 degrees, but the real feel says 20 degrees. So you're going to want to blanket your horse according to the real feel. So if it's going to be 20 degrees, my suggestion is I'm putting on a heavy plus a sheet for a little bit extra protection. And of course, every day he does have also that hood on because he is shaved full body. So that would be the downfalls, I would say. But overall, you know, it's been the best experience. Like I said, you know, I'm going to really have to have that conversation with Tink next September, October, you know, really asking him, you know, can we do this again? Because look, I didn't have to brush you as much. Didn't you like that? You know, can we compromise here? I know you didn't want to look like a Barbie horse, but at the end of the day, you know what? Look at what happened. I didn't have to brush you. All you did is wear a blanket. You were clean all the time. We didn't have to deal with you getting wet. We didn't have to deal with you getting like stinky bacterial infections, or we didn't have to even deal with rain rot. Come on now. Like, doesn't that sound good to you? It sounds good to me. So like I said, really gonna have that conversation with him. But anyway, well, thank you for watching. I will put in my video some before and afters of Tink, what he looked like, and I will also put in some places that I use for, you know, blanket guides, and then also just give you a few little snapshots of what, you know, everything, how it looked, how it went, and how it felt. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Please subscribe, because you know what? Every time you subscribe, somebody else can find this video, and maybe it'll be helpful for them. All right. Thank you so much. Bye.